Chapter 143. Being beaten up by himself. We must take care of a few of them first. Kang Chon's mind was incomparably calm as he took out the long black blade from the reverse, heavenly cauldron, and instantly killed Jin San Xiao and Corpse Ground, who were relatively the weakest. Broken Sky. Even if it was weak, Kang Chon did not dare to underestimate it, and it was the strongest blade at birth. A terrifying intentional pressure instantly descended. The opposite 7 youthful powerhouses' bodies all sank. In this moment, Kang Chon instantly launched his blade. The unrivaled blade aura came out across the sky, directly piercing through Corpse Ground with a single slash, before continuing to kill Jin San Xiao. Jin San Xiao roared angrily, displaying powerful strength as he shattered the blade aura in one fell swoop. But Kang Chon's figure instantly appeared in front of him and ruthlessly slashed down. Instantly, Jin San Xiao turned into light and disappeared. In a few breaths, 2 young powerhouses were killed in one fell swoop, and the crowd watching the battle from afar was shocked. Only Jin San Xiao's face was a bit ugly. In his heart, he cursed Kang Chon countless times. On the side of Lei Yun laughed loudly, but his smile immediately solidified because he saw that himself was also immediately beheaded by Kang Chon. Kang Chon, who was at the 4th level of the Jidan stage, performed a heaven-breaking move, which was very terrifying. And the power under one slash was unrivaled, and Lei Yun, Jin San Xiao, and others at the same level were unable to block this slash. However, after killing 3 people in a row, Kang Chon also suffered from the attacks of Zhao Wuji, Sun Ji, Li Yuanba, and Shen Tuji at the same time. This time he was hit very hard, and his entire body was bombarded by huge energy in the middle of the earth. Kid, quickly take a 9 revolutions Great Restoration pill, or else you're no match for them. Emperor Dan's voice rang out in his mind. Kang Chon immediately took out a 9 revolutions Great Restoration Dan from the reverse heavenly cauldron and took it. Instantly, his entire body's true essence was restored once again, and powerful strength filled his body. He couldn't help but let out a long whistle as his entire body instantly rushed out of the ground and killed Zhao Wuji's 4 people. A shocking battle erupted once again. This time Kang Chon was still at a disadvantage, but he barely managed to hold on and wasn't sent flying all at once. The appointment battle between Kang Chon and Li Laoki could be described as a series of twists and turns, and in the end, it even led to such a terrifying other heavenly tribulation that the people watching outside the arena were, as if they were dreaming, their hearts incomparably shocked. Kang Chon's other heavenly tribulation was very powerful, and the 9,981 heavenly thunderbolts at the beginning were just an appetizer. Now, he was facing the attacks of several young supreme powerhouses all by himself, and the battle was incomparably tragic. Like Zhao Wuji, Li Yuanba, Sun Ji, Shen Tuji, which is not the great Tang cultivation world of young supreme characters, one-on-one. Kang Chon wanted to defeat them were not easy. At this moment, one person alone against 4 people naturally fell into the wind. This battle is very tragic. Kang Chon has been dozens of times by Zhao Wuji for people joined forces to blast into the ground. If not, his flesh in the heavenly thunder exercise is very strong. At this moment has long been defeated. But even so, Kang Chon wasn't doing well either. His body had already suffered multiple heavy blows. Li Yuanba, Sun Ji, and Shen Tuji were okay. The 3 of them were not Kang Chon's opponents at the same level. But Zhao Wuji was different. Even at the same level, Zhao Wuji was still incomparably powerful. If it was one-on-one, Kang Chon was not afraid of him. But at the moment, with Li Yuanba and the 3 of them beside him to hold him back, Zhao Wuji exerted a powerful force, and every time Kang Chon was injured, it was from this invincible war god, worthy of being a god of war. Wiping the blood from the corner of his mouth, Kang Chon's gaze intertwined with Zhao Wuji's icy cold eyes, and then the 2 of them attacked each other quickly, with matchless energies stirring around them. Li Yuanba, Shen Tiji, Sun Ji were like shadows, respectively surrounded Kang Chon. The strength of the three was also incomparably powerful. The power exerted under the joint hands was not below Zhao Wuji. Straight to Kang Chon's body, blood, Qi rolled over, retreated step by step. The battlefield of the five of them was filled with a terrifying energy storm. The terrifying energy seemed to be shocking waves, like a volcano or a flood erupting, wanting to sweep through the entire heaven and earth. The crowd of onlookers from afar all felt that the earth beneath their feet was trembling. Break the sky. With a low shout, Kang Chon slashed out, the matchless energy converging into a heaven-shattering blade, tearing through the void in front of him, instantly chopping towards Shen Tiji. Among the four, Shen Tiji was relatively weak, and Kang Chon was prepared to finish him off first. However, the other three would not let Kang Chon kill Shen Tiji, attacking over almost simultaneously. Overlord Gun. Li Yuanba's gaze was cold, and his entire persona came with a spear of lightning ********. Terrifying thunder and lightning power surrounded his body like a humanoid lightning bolt, exuding the power to pierce through everything. Li Yuanba is very powerful. Even among the same level, there is also an invincible momentum. The name of the four masters of the imperial capital is not renewed. He also practiced into the 9 revolutions of the Golden Dan. Although it is not a special bloodline, but its talent is very powerful. 1,000 years are rare to see. However, Kang Chon was prepared. After he slashed out a blade, he instantly reversed his fist. The powerful Overlord Fist clashed with Li Yuanba's entirety, erupting in a blazing light. In this instant, Sun Ji also got involved, teaming up with Li Yuanba to battle Kang Chon alone. The aftermath of the battle between the three formed a powerful energy storm that swept through the entire space. Shen Tiji was hit by Kang Chon's slash. The whole person flew out backwards. His body light flickered for a while, as if it was going to collapse at any time, but in the end, he resisted. However, at this time, a golden-colored giant palm above Shen Tiji's head suppressed and instantly grabbed Shen Tiji and ruthlessly smashed into the ground. Rumble. The terrifying energy shook the heavens and the earth, as Kang Chon executed the heaven-escaping hand at the last moment, causing Shen Tiji to be reduced to flying dust. And at that moment, he also received a joint strike from Li Yuanba and Sun Ji hard, and his entire body flew out backwards, blood spurting wildly. Finally solved one. Kang Chon spat out a mouthful of blood, but his expression grew more and more excited. His icy cold eyes were filled with confidence, and his entire person exuded a strong battle intent. Boom! Suddenly, a matchless fist intent descended from the sky. The magnificent figure transformed into a golden light that instantly struck Kang Chon, and the powerful energy violently erupted, creating a blazing light. Zhao Wuji. Kang Chon's entire body was blasted into the ground by the powerful force. His inner mansion shook violently, and he couldn't help but spray out another mouthful of blood. He coldly looked at the magnificent figure that was killing him. It was none other than the god of war, Zhao Wuji. Among the same rank, Zhao Wuji was still incomparably strong. His attack power was not below Kang Chon's. Each punch was comparable to Kang Chon's strongest blade, heaven-breaking. And each time, he killed Kang Chon by spitting blood and flying backwards. Coupled with Li Yuanba and Sun Ji cooperating from the side, it created a very unfavorable situation for Kang Chon. Kid, spell pills. These guys are after all fictionalized by the heavenly tribulation. With the constant attacks, their own power will weaken. You just need to rely on the pills to drag it down. Dan Emperor's voice came. Ginger is still old. Dan Emperor instantly perceived the weakness of this heavenly calamity, while Kang Chon possessed the advantage of the 9 revolutions Great Restoration pill. As long as he dragged it on, the victory would be Kang Chon's in the end. Good, but don't take the elixir until it's absolutely necessary. Who knows what other perverted heavenly tribulation will appear later? Kang Chon nodded and took out a 9 revolutions Great Restoration pill and took it. The consumed true essence in his body instantly replenished to full capacity. This was already the second time Kang Chon had taken the 9 revolutions Great Restoration pill, and he still had 7 left to deal with the next heavenly tribulation. Come on! A scorching light erupted within Kang Chon's eyes. After all of his true essence was restored, Kang Chon was confident and once again swung his fist and charged up. His left hand executed the hegemony fist, and his right hand slashed out the heaven breaker. His entire person was incomparably domineering, his fist strength blade raging throughout the space. Kill, kill, kill. Zhao Wuji, Sun Ji, and Li Yuanba indifferently killed. A terrifying energy storm swept through the place where they were fighting, and the surrounding earth was torn by the terrifying air currents to create a heart-stopping crack. In an instant, the terrifying energy engulfed Kang Chon, but immediately Kang Chon slashed out a door with his sword, and then killed out single-handedly. His eyes flashed with cold electricity, and his entire person exuded an unrivaled overbearing aura. With the 9 revolutions Great Restoration Dan supporting him, the true essence in Kang Chon's body was always incomparably thick. And as he held on until he took the 4th 9 revolutions Great Restoration Dan, the energy in Zhao Wuji's trio's body finally began to drop. Go to hell. At this time, Kang Chon finally found an opportunity to grab Li Yuanba with his heaven-tackling hand, then slash down, completely and heavily hitting Li Yuanba. But this guy was very powerful, with lightning rays flickering on his body. He hardened himself to break free from the heaven-tackling hand. But in the end, he was still blasted by Kang Chon's bastard fist due to the fact that he had used up too much energy. HMPH. Li Yuanba on the viewing platform snorted coldly when he saw this scene, a cold light flashing in his eyes. Boom, boom. As Kang Chon killed Li Yuanba, he himself similarly suffered a joint strike from Zhao Wuji and Sun Ji, and his entire body spat out blood and flew backwards, his injuries incomparably grievous. He had to take the 5th 9 revolutions Great Restoration pill to recover from his injuries. With the advantage of the 9 revolutions Great Restoring Dan, Kang Chon finally dragged Zhao Wuji and Sun Ji to their deaths after dragging them out for 3 hours. But Zhao Wuji's final strike was incomparably powerful, directly blasting Kang Chon more than 100 feet deep into the ground. And at this moment, the 6th 9 revolutions Great Restoration pill that Kang Chon had taken after he recovered from his injuries, he rushed out from the ground. Whew, it's finally over. I wonder what's next. On the already dilapidated life and death stage, Kang Chon let out a sigh of relief. A trace of palpitations flashed through his eyes, and then he raised his head to look gruffly at the robbery cloud above his head. At this moment, the plunder cloud in the sky had weakened a bit, but it still hadn't disappeared. Everyone outside the arena was concerned about the changes in the calamity cloud, wanting to see what other tricks this other heavenly calamity had yet to unleash. Kid, this should be the last wave. Rush through and you'll be flat all the way. Emperor Dan laughed. The last wave should be very powerful. I don't know if the 3 9 revolutions Great Restoration pills will be able to last through, Kang Chon said worriedly, his face incomparably grave. Rumble. At this moment, the sky's robbery's clouds finally began to change. A thunderbolt gulped and spat continuously within them, blazing with incomparably intense light, and finally the robbery's clouds spat out 9 clusters of light. These clusters of light transformed into 9 shadows of light in the sky. Each shadow of light exuded a powerful force, and the energy of the remaining robbery's clouds in the sky finally rushed into these 9 shadows of light. Kang Chon's eyes tightly stared at these 9 shadows of light. He wanted to know who these last 9 people were. Outside the arena, everyone watching the battle was also staring intently at these 9 blurred lightning light shadows. They also wanted to know who these last 9 people were. As a matter of fact, in the young generation of this great Tang cultivation realm, Other than the 4 emperors of the imperial capital and the 7 heroes of the Great Tank, there should not be any geniuses of the same rank who could battle Kang Chon. The fact that 9 appeared all at once inevitably made the crowd suspicious. Rumble. A violent sound of thunder rang out, and the crowd instantly gazed at it, only to see that all the remaining robber clouds in the sky had rushed into the 9 shadows of light, which were also beginning to reveal their true colors. John, how is this? How is this possible? What a terrifying heavenly calamity. When the 9 light shadows revealed their true colors, everyone immediately cried out in shock as they looked at the 9 figures with incredulity, feeling more and more terrified by this otherworldly heavenly tribulation. Kang Chon also gazed at these 9 figures. A strange light appeared in his eyes. These 9 people looked the same. They were exactly the same person, and this person was Kang Chon.